Before we start, one small thing. Kafka isn't someone you understand all at once. He makes more sense when you look at him in two parts. First, who he was. Childhood, his daily life, and why he always felt out of place. And second, what he wrote. His ideas, his stories, and why they still feel so real today. So if you enjoy this kind of slow, thoughtful content, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. It really helps the channel. All right, let's begin. Part 1, Kafka was just a normal guy who thought too much. Let's clear something up first. Franz Kafka wasn't trying to confuse people. He wasn't trying to sound deep. He wasn't trying to be depressing. He was just writing what life felt like. And that's exactly why, years later, people still read him and think, wait, this is literally me. Kafka's childhood, where overthinking begins. Kafka grew up with a father who was loud, confident, and always sure of himself. Kafka was quiet, sensitive, the kind of kid who noticed small things and thought about them too much. Very early, he learned a simple lesson. If I speak, I might be wrong. If I stay quiet, I'm safe. A lot of people understand this, not because their childhood was terrible, but because expectations were heavy. You weren't punished. You were just made to feel like you were never enough. And once that feeling enters your head as a kid, it doesn't leave when you grow up. It just changes shape. How this becomes adult life. Kafka didn't grow up asking, what do I want to be? He grew up asking, why do I feel like something is wrong with me? As an adult, that turns into feeling guilty while resting, feeling stressed while working, feeling behind even when you're trying your best. Kafka felt that constantly. He wasn't lazy. He wasn't failing. He was just tired of trying to meet expectations he never chose. Kafka had a job, and he hated it. Kafka had a stable job, good education, a safe life. From the outside, everything looked fine. Inside, he felt empty. He wanted to write, but writing didn't pay bills. So he worked during the day, wrote at night, and felt guilty all the time. Guilty for not working harder. Guilty for not writing more. Guilty for wanting something else. Basically, he was exhausted, emotionally and mentally. Sound familiar? Why Kafka felt trapped. Kafka didn't hate responsibility. He hated living a life that didn't feel like his. He felt stuck between what he felt inside and what the world expected from him. And that tension never went away. That's where his stories come from. Not imagination, experience. Kafka's life wasn't dramatic on the outside, but inside his head, everything felt heavy. In part 2, we'll talk about the insect story, why his world feels confusing, and why Kafka is still relatable today. Part 2, why Kafka still feels so real today. Let's talk about the story everyone remembers. Yes, the one with the insect. The insect story, simple meaning. Kafka wrote about a man who wakes up as an insect. People ask, why would someone write that? Here's the simple answer. Because sometimes life makes you feel small. Like when people value you only when you're useful. Kindness disappears the moment you slow down, and your worth feels tied to what you can produce. Gregor Samsa didn't turn into an insect. He realized that's how he was already being treated. That's not strange, that's honest. Kafka's world feels confusing because life is. In Kafka's stories, rules exist, but no one explains them. You're judged, but you don't know why. You feel pressure, but you don't know what to fix. That's not fiction, that's real life. Deadlines without clarity, expectations without instructions, stress without answers. Kafka understood that the hardest part of life isn't pain. It's not knowing what you're doing wrong. Kafka's quiet humor. Kafka didn't tell jokes. His humor was quiet, like when something goes wrong, and you laugh because explaining it would take too much energy. His characters try their best. They stay polite. They follow rules. And still, everything falls apart. It's funnier, but in a tired way. The kind of funny that makes you nod instead of laugh. The most relatable thing about Kafka. Kafka asked his friend to destroy all his writing after he died. All of it. Because he thought it wasn't good enough. Even Kafka didn't think Kafka was impressive. If that doesn't make him relatable, nothing will. Why Kafka still matters. Kafka doesn't tell you how to fix your life. He doesn't give motivation. He doesn't promise success. He just says, "It makes sense that you're confused." And sometimes that's enough. Final thought. Kafka wasn't broken. He wasn't weak. He wasn't dramatic. He was aware of pressure, aware of expectations, aware of how strange life feels when you don't fit the system. If you've ever felt lost, tired, or quietly overwhelmed, Kafka isn't depressing, he's relatable, and that's why he still feels like someone who understands us.